is going on, PrizePicks family, and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a Saturday divisional round NFL board breakdown video. I got to thank you guys for all the love you showed on last board breakdown videos for the wildcard slates. Both Saturday and Sunday's video both did really well. The engagement was great, and I really appreciate that. Let's announce the winner of that giveaway that we ran on the Sunday video. The winner of that giveaway is going to be Andrew Wall. He left a really nice comment, and I've seen him commenting on some of our other videos as well. So Andrew, go ahead and DM me on Twitter at reallyaddy, or you can email me addy@prizepicks.com. Whatever method you want to get in contact with me by Twitter, email, whatever. Just reach out to me and I'll hook up your account with a free 5-pick flex to win $200. Pretty awesome giveaway. I hope you guys are taking advantage of this stuff, leaving likes, leaving comments, making sure you're subscribed, because we're going to run these on every video. And so let's run one on this video. So for this week, I'm going to do 2 more giveaways, each of these 2 videos, today's Saturday video and then tomorrow's Sunday video. And for each of them, I'm going to give away a free 5-pick flex to win $150. All you have to do, leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you can share this channel with a friend, we're trying to get our subscribers up. That would be much appreciated, so go ahead and do that as well. Obviously, I won't know if you did that or not, but just make sure you like, comment, and you're subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment below. We got 4 amazing games this weekend, so leave a comment below which game you're most looking forward to watching and why. So with that all being said, let's jump into this board breakdown video. I got 3 plays for each of the first 2 Saturday games for you guys that I really like. And let's jump into it. We're going to start off with Cam Akers. So I was actually on the Fade the Noise show with Brad Evans earlier today, and we were talking about Cam Akers prop, and this just seems way too low. I think me, Brad, and Jake Funston, who's the co-host of that show as well, we're all on the over in this, over 15 points for Cam Akers. It's pretty simple. 30 touches last week. That's significant considering he averages more than half a fantasy point per touch. Right there is over 15. But in addition to that, we know the Rams are going to want to run the ball to keep the ball out of Jared Goff's hand, because first off, he's got a bad thumb. He's got bad splits on the road. This game's not going to be won with Jared Goff having the ball. So you know they're going to try and keep the ball out of his hand. Additionally, they're going to try and keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. And the best way to do that is to control the clock by running the ball with Cam Akers. He's been a beast recently, and they got Andrew Whitworth back last week, and he looked good. That Rams offensive line looked good, and they pretty much controlled that game from the jump. I anticipate the Rams keeping this closer than some people think. If we go over and look at the over-under in this game, it's 46.5, bet down to 46. Not much line movement there. But over here, we see that the Rams open +7, and they're sitting at +6.5 right now. And this is actually ticking down at some books to +6. And that's with a majority of bets on the Packers. So that's something we like to call reverse line movement. And it shows there's some sharp money coming in on the Rams here. I think their defense can keep them in this game. And I think hanging on Cam Akers is going to really help them stay competitive here. So I like the Rams to cover. And I like Cam Akers to go over. I think he scores. I think he runs up 80+ yards. And I think he has a great game. Moving on, let's talk about Davante Adams. 20.2 projection. It's just too low. It's just too low. It's one of those Luka Doncic plays. It's one of those whoever we had, Stephon Diggs the week prior. It's one of those plays. It's just, this number is too low. I know I mentioned that I have respect for this Rams defense, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Jalen Ramsey. He's probably been the best cornerback in football this year, but Davante Adams is different. He's not like any wide receiver that Jalen Ramsey has covered. He's not even like Stephon Diggs. He's been pretty much like 15-20% better than Stephon Diggs this season, who's been amazing. And the big separator with Davante Adams is his red zone efficiency and how many red zone targets he gets. So over his last 11 games, Davante Adams is averaging 8.4 receptions, 102 yards, and 1.5 touchdowns per game. Let's just ignore the touchdowns, and let's go 8.4 receptions. Let's just say 8.5 receptions. That's 8.5 fantasy points, since PrizePicks is a PPR site. And let's go 102 yards. That's 10.2 points right there. So 8.5 plus 10.2, and we're already at 19.7. So you're telling me he's half a point away, and we're not even accounting for the fact that he's almost scoring 2 touchdowns per game over his last 11 games. I mean, if he scores a touchdown, he is smashing this number, and I anticipate he's going to score a touchdown because Jalen Ramsey can cover him in between the 20s. But once you get into that red zone, Aaron Rodgers is going to target Davante Adams almost exclusively. So love the over with him. And then I want the under with Jared Goff. So I know I mentioned how I like the Cam Akers over. This is just a volume thing. I think Cam Akers is going to get a ton of volume at his position. And I think Jared Goff, in an ideal game scenario, is not going to get as much volume. I think Sean McVay is well aware that Jared Goff's thumb is still questionable. I mean, the fact that they didn't even start him last game shows that it is a pretty serious injury. And we saw him have quite a few wobbly throws and just look a little bit funky. He only attempted 19 passes. And I think in an ideal game scenario, like, Sean McVay is going to want to do the exact same thing. And so I think I'm going with the under on Jared Goff here. I'm just not that interested in targeting this Packers pass defense. It is the strong suit of their defense as opposed to their run defense. And then there's also a little bit of risk of just if Jared Goff's not performing or if they fall behind by too much or if he re-injures himself, we could see Blake Bortles hop into this game and try and win a playoff game for the Rams. So I'm not comfortable taking this over on Jared Goff. I'm going to side with the under on him. Let's move forward, though, to this Bills and Ravens game. This is an interesting one. A lot of people here are pretty divided on not only these players, but also this game total. I mean, this game total feels like it should be a lot higher than 49. Myself, personally, I am on the over. One thing I have to mention here is there's weather in this game. So we're looking at 15 to 20 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. That's going to have a pretty big impact. I won't say pretty big. It's going to have an impact on deep throws as well as long kicks. Do with that info what you will. It's going to rain a little bit, 55% chance of precipitation. Rain typically doesn't have any real effect on football games. It's mainly wind. Not even snow really has effect on football games. So you really want to watch out for that wind, but I'm just not too worried about it. I think these teams aren't going to factor in the wind when they're talking about what game plan or what plays they're going to draw up, specifically the Bills. They're going to throw the ball regardless because that's what got them here. So they're not going to let wind deviate their game plan. So let's talk about some of these over-unders. And let's start with the quarterback. So Josh Allen, I like the over on him. So the first thing we got to mention with him is that Zach Moss is out. And you might be wondering, that's a running back. Why does it matter that Zach Moss is out? Why does that affect Josh Allen? Well, not only does it mean that they're going to throw the ball a little bit more, considering they already throw the ball at one of the highest rates in the league, this is going to take that up a little bit higher. And in addition, he's going to be accounting for more yards rushing as well as a higher touchdown equity when they get into the red zone because Zach Moss won't be there to take those touchdowns. So I think if you look at some of these props that they have on some sports books, we see that the rushing yardage prop for Josh Allen is 40 rushing yards. And the passing yardage prop is like 285 with the over juiced at like minus 125. So you can reasonably project him for 40 yards rushing and 300 yards passing. And 40 yards rushing is 4 fantasy points. 300 yards passing is 12 fantasy points. That right there is 16 fantasy points. He's a flip to score a rushing touchdown. He's minus 110 to score a rushing touchdown. Pretty sure he's going to get in the end zone with Zach Moss not being in there. So that right there is 22. And now you're telling me he's one passing touchdown away from hitting this over. Seems pretty easy to me. I like the over here. If he scores 2 rushing touchdowns, it's a lock. If he has 2 or 3 passing touchdowns, I think it's a lock as well. So I want the over on Josh Allen. And I think the fact that this Ravens secondary is weaker than their run defense, I think that's gonna lean Josh Allen towards hitting this over as well. Let's run it back though with Lamar Jackson. I like his over as well. The thing with him is that rushing quarterbacks in fantasy football are so valuable, and Lamar Jackson's rushing yardage prop here is 75.5, and there's a good chance he hits that over. So you're right off the bat getting almost 8 fantasy points, and you haven't even factored in his touchdown equity, rushing or passing touchdown equity, nor his passing yards. So I'm interested in this over as well. I personally think this game shoots out because both of these offenses excel at what both of these defenses are bad at. So Josh Allen and the Bills offense, they excel at passing the ball. The Ravens weakness is their secondary as opposed to their run defense. Then on the flip side, this run defense for the Bills struggles as opposed to their pass defense. But the Bills have been pretty generous to quarterbacks and running backs kind of all season until just recently. But I'll take a season-long sample size over just a couple games. So I still like this over since Lamar Jackson is both a quarterback and a running back. I think he has multi-touchdown upside here on the ground, let alone through the air. So I want to take the over, and I like quite a few of his weapons as well in this matchup. So keep an eye on the weather. If the wind really is howling, then maybe you're not so interested in taking these overs. But I personally am not going to put too much weight into that. I think people overreact to the weather. And I'm just not going to. So I'll take the over on Lamar Jackson's 26 as well. And then let's go on to our favorite, one of my favorite players in football, period, Stephon Diggs. I think he's one of the coolest guys in football. I love everything about him, and I want the over on 21 with him. Like I talked about, I think this game shoots out. That's just my opinion on it. I love Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen passes for 300 plus yards. And let me read you Stephon Diggs' target counts the past 5 games. So he's averaging past 5 games, 10, 14, 13, 11, 8 versus Miami in the Week 17 game where he didn't play the whole game, and then 9 versus Indianapolis. In each of these games, he's gone over 100 yards. The Indianapolis game, where they played him really well compared to other teams, he still had 6 catches for 128 yards and a touchdown. He smashed the over of 21 as well. He's plus 100 to score a touchdown. That's a flip. If he scores a touchdown, that's 6 points right there. Now you're looking at 15 fantasy points. 15 fantasy points on 11 targets, 10, 12 targets with an 80% catch rate. It's easy stuff. It's 8 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. I think he's going to hit this over. I'm bullish on this whole game. I like the over in it. Again, keep an eye out for weather, but give me the Stephon Diggs over. Give me that. So with that all being said, thank you guys for checking out this video. Please do leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. It all really means a lot in boosting us in the algorithm, just getting more eyes on these videos. And again, leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed to be entered into winning that giveaway as well. Just love to give back to you guys for all the support you've shown. So yeah, hope you guys have a great divisional round weekend, and I will see you on Sunday's video. Peace.